Mark's Pizzeria memes.
You like that, didn't you?
Yeah, it was funny.
A little test run.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, Stone said that twice while we were checking the audio.
Yeah, it's amazing. My mind goes completely blank when it comes to testing the mic. I usually just look at I pull what Alex does when he gets bored, which is just look at two objects in the room and just repeat it. And that's what I did.
Oh my fucking god, Mark's Pizzeria.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
Okay.
I thought you saw me look at the screen.
No. I thought you just pulled that out of your ass, and I was impressed.
No, I can if I'm not recording, but the second you turn on... I saw this the other day. Everybody knows when you turn the microphone on, your skill level drops 48%.
Is that a real statistic?
Oh, I have no idea. It feels like it. I wouldn't say 48, but I would say around 22%. Yeah, it would drop.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right, well...
Lead us in.
Today is June 5th, 2023. It is the 20-year anniversary of Saint Anger by Metallica coming out. Mm-hmm. And... what... I don't know how you can, summarize Saint Anger if you've listened to the album.
It's a bad album for your worst day that makes you feel better.
And we'll get into it more, but is it as bad as you remember it being? Is it as bad as you still think it is? Is it just a bad album? Or is it one of the most misjudged albums of all time?
The answer will not surprise you.
All right, well, you know what? Can you pull up we're sitting in front of the computer. Can you pull up another screen? Just pull up Saint Anger.
Yeah.
So you can just read about it.
All right. On Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, you can...
Yeah, I just need to see the track listing.
Okay.
I know you can write whatever you want on Wikipedia, but the track listing is what it is. No one is changing the unnamed feeling to the album opener.
That's not the...
Here, just go to the...
Yeah,
all right.
You're right. Before we start out, I just want to say, I don't know how people feel about the album cover. I fucking love the album cover. I think it's cool as fuck.
This is my first Metallica album, and I was looking through my dad's CDs, and I've obviously heard of Metallica, and I saw the fist, and I thought to myself, okay, it's called Saint Anger, it's Metallica, they're heavy metal. There's the fist. It's got to be good. So I listened to it. It was the first Metallica album I ever listened to. And with that said, it was terrible. It was one of the worst album experiences. Yeah, I'll lean in. It was one of the worst album experiences I've ever had in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how I feel about the album cover, but I think I'm going to have to give it a pass. You know why? Because Saint Anger is already kind of a not so great title. So it's almost like telling someone, I'm mad, I'm angry. And then you drive it home with a fist. I don't know. And can you go back up to it? It looks like it's being held by two. Yeah, see, it's being held. So it's like a dude's being
restrained.
Restrained. Yeah, that's the one. I don't know. And the colors, it just stands. I like red, but it's like red, orange, and gray.
Yeah, red on orange is kind of hurts your eyes, but
there's too much going on. It does punch you in the face visually, but I don't know if it's the way they wanted it. So I think the album cover is the least of its worries.
Yeah,
it really isn't. It's number 17 on the list of things you don't like about the album.
Right.
So, we don't really have to go into the history, but this was their rehab, album. James going into rehab and coming back out. This was also their... I heard one guy describe it as, you guys okay?
This was, in the biggest air quotes you can imagine, their bringing it back to our roots album.
Yeah.
And then Death Magnetic was actually the bring it back to their roots album. Kind of.
And with that said... The guy who said, are you guys, okay, you got your shit together? It's that YouTuber who...
the Night Watch or whatever his name is?
Yeah, Become the Night. He's reviewed some songs off of Saint Anger, and he makes some very good points.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty harsh on it, but rightfully so. But you know what? We wouldn't get Death Magnetic if this didn't happen.
True.
So you have to be thankful that this album happened, because they got to get the Invisible Kids, the My Worlds, the Sweet Ambers out, so we could get That Was Just Your Life and Cyanide.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, you know this. Bob played bass on it.
Bob. Good old Bob Rock.
So it was literally James, Kirk, and Lars.
Mm-hmm.
That's important to know. Robert had nothing to do with the album.
He came in afterwards and he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, can you imagine, like, you audition for Metallica and you get in, you're like, oh, I'm so excited. You guys got a new album? What is it? And then it's this monstrosity, and you're going, okay, well,
some kind of monstrosity.
it's some kind of something.
It's bullshit.
All right,
Anyway,
so the first song is Frantic, and I have to say, I love Frantic.
Frantic is really good.
When I first heard Frantic, I loved it. No solo in it. Didn't even notice, didn't even care.
Mm-hmm.
Chorus is great. Love these lyrics. I know you and Zane don't like one of the lyrics.
No, I like my lifestyle determines my death style. I just think it's funny.
Oh, but you don't not like. You just think it's funny.
I just think it's funny. I don't hate it.
Okay,
Zane doesn't like
Zane
it.
doesn't like. Okay, I mean it's cheesy, but sometimes cheesy is best because it gets right to the point. It's hey, if you're gonna keep living like this, you're gonna die like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember listening to that album, going, "What's with that snare? Wow, that's really obnoxious." But okay, well,
I would argue that Frantic is the only song on the album that I think is enhanced by the snare. People will probably look at me and be like, "You're fucking stupid," but you know what? I don't care. I think I've heard covers of it with like a real snare drum.
or when they play it live.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean it still sounds good, but I think just at least for that song, it gives it so much character. Like, I don't know, it just makes that one song hit all the harder for me.
Well, you know what? I've told you this before, and I'll say it right now. Frantic and Saint Anger, the snare on those, the snare is turned on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that means? The snare belt.
Yeah.
So when you turn it off, you get that Saint Anger snare. You get the Tool Danny Carey snare. But on Frantic and Saint Anger, the snare is turned on, and it's slightly tolerable. Slightly, because it sounds like a snare drum. It's just extra loud.
Mm-hmm.
But on Some Kind of Monster, which is really odd, because in the beginning of Some Kind of Monster, you can hear the snare belt rattling.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
it's kind of like a low like.
That's what
drill.
happens,
That's
yeah.
the.
That's
Really?
the snare belt. Yeah, that
The
happens
fuck?
because I've been in band practice where a guy will play and you'll hear the snare just go. But what happens? The snare's off when he plays.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you explain that? I don't know.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Sounds like a fucking gong.
But we'll get to the rest later
yeah.
on. But yeah, we ranked our album openers. I like Frantic as an album opener, as a song, but I gotta say, the beginning, digga 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 digga, is a little weak. They probably should have just gone right into digga 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 digga, like with the snare roll rather than on the hi hat.
Mm.
So if you just cut out like 5 seconds, probably would have been a slightly better, punch in the face.
Or maybe instead of doing 4 count, like 4 times, they did twice, and then they did the harder version.
And go right into the
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a really good song with classic Metallica riffs. And how can you not like the frantic tick 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 tick?
Oh yeah. I don't
Especially
care.
the music video.
I don't care what you say. I love hearing James scream like tick 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 tock.
Have you seen the music video for it?
I have not.
Man, you got to watch these music videos because keep in mind, I grew up in the time where you had YouTube and Twitter was kind of a thing, but like that was it. So if you wanted to watch a band, you had to watch live YouTube videos, which were super crappy festival videos, or the music videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up watching Frantic, Saint Anger, Some Kind of Monster. Like those are my 3 videos, and Kind of Unnamed Feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, you hear Frantic and you think, okay, I think this album's gonna be pretty good. No guitar solo, but I can let that slide. It's still a really good song. Snare's a little weird. Let's continue. Well, now we get to the title track, Saint Anger. And, I mean, you want to talk about, like, basic how-to metal with just awkward, cringy lyrics. That's what this song is.
Not the biggest fan of Saint Anger.
It's a fine song. It's 7 minutes. They should have either cut it or had different sections. It literally just repeats itself. Think about it.
No, well, I mean, I think one of the best ways to describe Saint Anger as a whole, not just the song and the album, is repetition.
And you know why that is? Because they didn't put a guitar solo in it.
Yeah.
So they just thought, all right, well, we'll just repeat the same section. Rather than, hey, let's create a new section, which we'll talk about later.
No, Lars was just like, we gotta get the new we gotta get the old section. We gotta go back to our roots, man.
I know. They treated it like an overture, like a Dream Theater overture. It's like, we gotta go back to the beginning. No, you don't. You don't have to go back at all to the beginning. This isn't a callback like a movie flashback, and they keep doing this throughout the album. You're right. They should have called it Saint Repetitive, because that's what this album sounds like. But you know what? You flush it out. You flush it out.
You flush it out. You flush it out.
I mean, there's no excuse for that. You cannot have the word flush on a metal album. You just can't. If you're a serious metal band, if you want to be fun, goofy about it, fine, but...
Flush it down. It's really going to stink it up. It's really going to poop it out. I don't know.
And the double bass is, cool. But again, as a song, it's fine. There are some, I'm madly in anger with you.
That's
again.
That's like when celebrities try to sing the national anthem at a baseball game, but like they put their own special swing on it, where they're like, "And the land of the free," like they fucking modulate their voice all crazy because
sounds like a Jason Paradise meme cover.
Oh yeah,
free.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
There are some lines in Saint Anger, which is fine. I need a voice. Set myself free or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you hear, I'm madly in anger with you. Again, it feeds into the whole, like, I'm so mad.
I'm angry.
I'm so
About
angry.
what? I'm just angry.
Because of Napster, and this album came out during the aftermath of the Napster thing, and there's a song later on this album which is about Napster. We'll tell you later.
Yeah.
So again, the first two. Oh, you know what we should do?
What's up?
You got a piece of paper?
So you see that drawer over there? The bottom drawer, there should be some sketchbooks in there. Or like, not the blue one. Oh, the green one should be good.
Here, just rip out a piece of paper and give me a pen.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, yeah, I kept that.
Are you going to watch it?
Maybe.
You should watch it, because it's an experience.
A pen. You need a pen. Let me see if... Oh, this is Korn and Kock behind the scenes. We don't fucking cut anything from our episodes.
Yeah, we probably should have
this pen works.
out.
There you go.
That one works?
Yes.
So here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to rank this album as we go.
Ah, shit. Don't lean back too far or you'll die.
Alright, so what would you give Frantic?
Out of what?
5. 5 is perfect.
I would give it a solid 4.
4. I'm going to give it a 4 too. Okay. Saint Anger, what would you give it?
I would give it a 3.5.
I give it a 3.
Fair.
Okay. Now we go on to Some Kind of Monster.
Really, my only hang up with Some Kind of Monster is at the end where it's like... It sounds like a fucking like ending to like a cartoon. Like it's at the end of Animaniacs or whatever, and they're like, like, that's all, folks.
Yeah,
it's so
Porky
stupid.
Pig go, that's a real snare, folks. And then, that's it.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. That's the only part that really bothers me. Other than that, I think I love the intro, how quiet it is.
With that snare ringing out, too.
It's so good.
This is... you remember that part in Saint Anger where Kirk could not learn this riff?
What?
You remember that? The scene in Saint Anger where...
Or in Some Kind of Monster?
Yeah, Some Kind of Monster. James is trying to teach Kirk this riff, and Kirk cannot get it.
Remember the part where they had that music stand and they misspelled Metallica, and he's like, we've only been together for 20 fucking years.
I don't remember that part.
That was really funny.
Yeah, so I wish they would play this song more. I really do like it. Not as much as Frantic, but it's an improvement over Saint Anger.
Oh, absolutely.
I know it's 8.5 minutes, but this song at least changes.
Oh yeah, no, it's the same kind of melody, but they change the lyrics at least.
Well, at the end too, because Saint Anger is just repetitive. But after the second chorus of Some Kind of Monster, they repeat that fast part, but then they go into the wow wow now na 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 wow 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 na na da 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 da. again, it's something. And then they do a couple other sections. It's just different. It sounds like an actual Metallica song.
Ominous, ominous. Yeah, that's a cool part.
See,
too.
I like that lyric. I also like "We the People Are We the People."
Mm-hmm.
Again, really simple, but with lyrics, you can't describe it. It's not like if you had the Stephen King book you're reading, I'd read it, but it's not a page where you can describe as it was a blue sky, and Alex woke up not really feeling too great. He looked at the ceiling and he wondered what he was going to do today, since he had a massive migraine. You can't do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pick 4 words and get right to it. But anyway, Some Kind of Monster. It is long. I love playing it on drums. It's a good warm-up song for me.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the song where that snare turns off. And it is a preview of big things to come.
Big disappointments.
Yeah, so I think I read that this was going to be like Frantic was a title title for the album they were thinking about. Then they went with Saint Anger. What if they called it Some Kind of Monster?
I think that would have worked.
I mean, the documentary, that was a good name for the documentary, but they can't call the documentary and the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's say Some Kind of Monster. What would you give it?
I would definitely give it a 4.
Wow. I'm going to give it 3.5.
Goddamn.
I think that is fair, because it's below Frantic, above Saint Anger. Yeah, really, there's not really much to say. So now you get to Dirty Window. This might be the most fun song on the album. But, fun. It's still serious. But
Projector.
See, I don't like that part.
Mm.
It just sounds like he's...
Looking around the room.
Rejector. Injector.
Yeah, he looks down at his
Protector.
arm.
Yeah, he's just coming up with words. If they were to play that song live, every single time it would change. The lyrics would never stay the same.
Oh, fun fact. This has nothing to do with Saint Anger, but so on their new tour, I forget what city they were in. When I told you that they played Until It Sleeps, right?
Yeah.
James messed up the lyrics like right away.
For Until It Sleeps?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's like, so tear me open, pour me out. And then he said, this thing's inside without a care. So he like didn't rhyme it. so he fucked up in like the first part of the chorus, and it's like, yeah.
Wow.
And until it sleeps.
But you know what? But I don't think you hear about singers reading lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think James does that, because he sings with his eyes closed.
I've seen him look down at like a teleprompter before, like a TV screen that's like in the stage.
But I don't think that tells him the lyrics, though.
Oh, I think it does.
I think it tells him the songs, like the set list, rather than the lyrics. Because again, if you have a teleprompter, why are you closing your eyes?
Maybe because at some points he's like, oh fuck, what are we saying? I need a quick me up.
Because think about it, if you're doing this, if you got your eyes closed and you go like this, and then close again, you're making it even more obvious.
I guess so.
I don't know. But like I said, I've watched them a lot. He sings with his eyes closed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, but also, they don't play the song really ever. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna kill the guy for not remembering lyrics to Dirty Window, a song they've played maybe 20 times in 20 years. But the main riff is fun, but this is where that snare really comes out front, especially in the beginning. But it's a fun song. Okay, see, that part is stupid, but it's a fun kind of stupid.
And then the fucking witch laugh. Like he just saw a kid fall off his skateboard. And he goes,
It sounds like they wrote and recorded it in like a day and a half. Like it was a throwaway track. And
like it was a really, really, really small microwave. They just jammed it out in one day and they had fun with it.
This sounds more like a jam song. Like they had 10 songs, and half of a song was already finished, so they just jammed it, and there it is.
Oh, show. Okay, are we back? Yeah, we're back. Okay, yeah, sorry about that.
Weird.
Yeah, no, it's a bit shitty, but yeah, sometimes it's a bit finicky with my computer about like what it like repeats and shit.
All right. Well,
So every once in a while you might hear
Pussy!
So just so we keep the speaker on.
good times.
All right. So enjoy that.
Your dirty window.
Dirty window.
Summary.
I don't really know how I can quantify like why I don't like it as much as the other ones, even though I don't think it's a bad song necessarily, but I just don't, it doesn't resonate with me as much as the other ones, the ones that came before it.
Well, that's fair. I mean, this is like I've always looked at Saint Anger as the first. It used to be 3, now it's 4. The first 4 songs, and after the 4th one, it's like, okay, you can get off this train because where we're going next is going to get brutal. So this is your last. You could stop the album right now and have a good experience. Questionable, but good. There still haven't been any guitar solos, by the way, if you're keeping track.
Yeah, they had Kirk in like a child pen.
Actually, you know what? That's not true. There is a lead in Some Kind of Monster. There is a lead.
Oh, what was that?
You know, in the beginning, I don't know what it is. It's in the documentary, but in the main part of Some Kind of Monster in the beginning, you just hear the... Kirk is playing some sort of like toothbrush-looking thing on his guitar, and he's like playing like a lead, and James is playing something else. It's not a solo, but it is like a lead. So you can give them that. But...
Sorry, there's a hair. It was bothering me.
Oh, it's okay. But yeah, there is no solos. What would you give Dirty Window?
I would give it a 3.
I think I'll give it a 3 too. Alright, now this is where...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, the next 2 songs are going to be pretty brutal. The next one in particular, Invisible Kid. Invisible Kid...
Never see what he did. Got him stuck where he hid.
Is an awful song. It's terrible. The only saving grace is that you can at least rock out to it. You know Mandatory Metallica, right? So Mandatory Metallica, I can't remember what station it's on, but like Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, from like 10 to 10:15, they'll play 3 Metallica songs. And they closed Mandatory Metallica with this song.
Fuck.
Invisible Kid, which is inexcusable. Not only is this song highly repetitive, musically, the lyrics are repetitive. James doesn't even try to come up with new lyrics. He just repeats the same 2 verses.
What is it? It's like, invisible kid, never see what he did, got him stuck where he hid, gone through the grid. Invisible kid, got a place of his own where he'll never be known, inward he's grown. Invisible kid, never see what he did. Like, he just does it again.
Yeah, and then repeats it again in the second verse.
No, in the second verse he says something else. Invisible kid, locked away in his brain, gone and safe from the pain.
No. Locked away in his brain.
Away in his brain, where he's shaming the pain. Whatever, you know.
But then again, so after the first
Pain
chorus...
drain.
Well, after the first chorus, he just repeats it again.
Yeah. I like the part where he's like, I'm okay, just go away.
You know,
but I mean the rest of it, it's kind of like...
But here's the thing, I do kind of like that, but then you remind yourself, this is Metallica, this is James Hetfield. This is the same guy that wrote the lyrics to Disposable Heroes.
Yeah.
Damage Inc.
Yeah.
And he's singing about I'm okay, just go away, and it's called Invisible Kid.
Yeah.
You know, open your mind, I'm bleeding right here. I don't know. It just sounds too angsty. It sounds too new metal. This was Metallica's new metal. I hope you know that, right? This is their new metal album. They didn't pull it off, but they tried. This was the end of new metal. But they wrote this while it was still a thing, barely, and you can hear the influence. Saint Anger, Invisible Kid, Shoot Me Again,
I'll tell you right now, I listened to, like, I don't know if you've ever listened to it, but, like, there was one music group that did, like, Saint Anger Reloaded or whatever. So they, like, remastered it, and, like, they did it with, like, an actual snare drum and shit. And, like, they kind of, like, remixed the songs a little bit to be a little more compact.
Yeah.
And Invisible Kid sounds pretty good.
Did they cut out the...
They cut out, like, most of the repetitive stuff, and they cut out the worst part of the song.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good boy you are.
Yeah, that's...
Shitting and pissing inside of the car.
And see, as if the song couldn't get bad, it's already bad. It slows down to the point where it almost sounds like Lars is completely off
He fell
time.
asleep. His Xan kicked in.
Like Lars took Xanax for whatever. No, he switched his pills up like my grandfather did once and accidentally took 2 pills of Xanax rather than a half. And then comes probably James's most embarrassing moment in terms of just, oh my god, what are you doing?
All right, mandatory soundboard. Pussy. All right. Sorry.
It is the part where he goes, ooh, what a good boy you are. And you're like, oh my god. I guess Bob just didn't want to be a producer anymore at that point. Because the whole point...
He was on his Game Boy the whole time. He was like, yeah, do what you want.
Dude, the whole point of a producer, Bob Rock, is to make the best record possible. Which means, no, James, I don't think you should do that. No, Lars, turn the snare back on. No, James, I don't think you should go, ooh, like you just got the last Switch at the Best Buy, and now you have to run up to the store and buy it before someone steals it. I don't think you should do that. I know what you're thinking. Switches weren't around in 2003. I get that.
You gotta get the new GameCube.
Yeah, that's a better one. So, and again, it just doesn't do anything. It's 8.5 minutes long somehow. Literally 8.5 minutes on the spot. And I did cover it because I wanted to get it over with.
I know, I saw. And I was like, fuck, you've done that, but not all within my hands. I wanted you to, I wanted to know you were doing all within my hands for the part, which we'll talk about.
Okay.
But yeah.
But Invisible Kid, it's a bottom 5 Metallica song. It just is.
Yeah.
There's no... The only thing is you can... Like I said, it's fast and heavy. You can kind of rock out to it. And I will admit, I do kind of like the... There's something there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can kind of... If you sit back and you listen, and you put headphones in, you turn the lights off, you look at the ceiling, you can kind of hear a little bit of hope in there.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
And you hear, ooh!
Yeah, then it's killed. The bad guys win.
The bad guys win.
So
Thanos wins.
So Invisible Kid, what would you give it out of 5? 0.5 is the lowest you can go.
0.5.
0.5. Wow. I'd give it a 1. I'd give it a 1.5.
Goddamn. Like Invisible Kid, Ronnie, Mama.
You said you liked Ronnie.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily good. Like, I'm coming around to Ronnie, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily good. I also said that I tolerated Low Man's lyric, but like...
There's one part of Low Man's lyric. One part. That's it.
Well, yeah, so as I was saying, Invisible Kid, Low Man's lyric, Ronnie, Mama Said, and... I don't know, Here Comes Revenge are all in like a mud pit fighting for supremacy while every other Metallica song is sitting on the sidelines eating popcorn and throwing peanuts at them.
That's a good thing. We should have our bottom 5 Metallica songs.
I'll pull mine up right now.
You should make a comic and have the bottom 5, like those memes. You should have one where it's your 5 least favorite Metallica songs.
My okay. Let's ignore No Leaf Clover and Minus Human because I haven't really listened to them. I just put them down there because I didn't know where else to put them. So for me, my bottom 5 are Mama Said, Invisible Kid, Thorn Within.
No, Here Comes Revenge.
Oh yeah, oh sorry. Mama Said, Here Comes Revenge, Invisible Kid, Thorn Within, and Poor Twisted Me.
The only well, I mean, Here Comes Revenge I think is better than that, but not by a lot. But Thorn Within, really?
I'm not a big fan of Thorn Within.
I gotta say, Thorn Within's actually pretty decent for a song that's on the back half. They never played it live. And yeah, Poor Twisted... I listened to that yesterday. God, Poor Twisted Me is just terrible. It's a useless song.
It doesn't need to exist.
But you know what? We're getting off track here. We gotta plow ahead.
Yeah,
we have to talk about My World.
I both love and hate My World at the same time.
I have to say,
I love...
Not only do I not know the answer,
I don't even know what the question is.
I want to say it sounds like a Mike Patton vocal exercise, but the execution was just awful. And before even that part, just the beginning, the intro just pisses me off. Give me a solid, steady drum beat, Lars. I get you want to go da 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 da. That's what Metallica is famous for, of playing those riffs, guitar and drums at the same time. But I mean, give me a bit. Oh my god! It sounds like he's having a panic attack on to a metronome, which actually sounds kind of impressive.
The motherfuckers got in my head.
And those are the opening lyrics. I mean, can I get a repeat of that? A
The
replay?
motherfuckers got in my head.
I mean, look, I'm fine with cursing in lyrics. I know there's a big debate if it's cringy or not, but to hear James Hetfield say, the motherfuckers, it almost sounds like a bad Christopher Walken impression.
The motherfuckers, they got in my head, try to make me someone else instead.
Yeah,
Where's the cowbell?
Yeah, and the chorus is just so obnoxious. It's my world now.
Yeah, with like the reverb and like the echo on it, like they're singing over each other.
I know, it just sounds like so...
It's like my world, my world.
It sounds like they're trying to piss you off. Like, this is the 6th song on the album. This is essentially the halfway point.
You made it this far. Suffer.
Yeah, seriously. Like, we're going to make sure you're actually still listening. Oh, you are? Okay.
Okay, fucko.
And then, okay, so how do we top It's My World Now? The second time, it's my time now. It's my time. It's my time. He's doing that weird throat thing that James does all the time. Time.
Yeah, where he tightens his fucking throat up like he's a fucking chameleon or something.
You can feel his neck go back. It's my time.
Time.
Yeah.
A social experiment. Do that. Literally, right now, as you're watching this. Time. Literally say, time!
Yeah.
And try to do it without, like, pulling your neck back.
And you can
It's
put
impossible.
your jaw down, but you're like, you want to... Yeah.
Time!
So then the middle part, it's just... It's so fast, you don't know what's going on. It's so muddy. That's another big issue with Saint Anger. It just sounds like shit.
It is very muddy.
I remember I showed Zane a section, and he's like, I can't hear what the drums are doing or the bass, and I go, I know. It sounds like somehow they put a microphone underwater and recorded it, and then fished it out, and it was like, hey, it still worked. Let's use it.
Hell yeah, brother.
So then you get through the mishmash of whatever it is, and then you get to the... What part comes first? The God It Feels It Only Rains on Me?
What do you mean?
What part comes first? Not only do I not know the answer, or the...
Not only do I not know what the answer is, my question is that's... Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's God It Feels...
That's the only good part. Like, actually good part of that song.
It's very, very fun.
But they do it 4 times.
Yeah.
You gotta do that shit 2 times. Or do it 4, but the last 2 times, you gotta change it up. Double time it, do something, man. And then, again, it's a song that just won't end. It's only 5:46, but it
Feels
doesn't...
longer.
It doesn't end, because you get to the end, you hear that bass, and you're like, okay, we're done. We're done, right?
Dun 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 dun.
And how does it end?
Dun-dum.
It has the best ending on this
Dun
album.
dun dun.
No, before that. Enough's enough, enough's enough,
Oh,
enough,
that's
enough.
right. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, then it goes into that little... Yeah, because that awful snare. But that's a good outro if you had a good
Oh,
snare.
enough's funny, but
It's funny.
It's kind of... I kind of like it.
I like it because it's like, that's how I feel, James.
And
Thanks for expressing how I feel.
Even he
listening to
knew.
this.
And he wrote the fucking thing.
Like, what? It's seriously. So anyways, My World is... I call Dirty Window the fun song on the album. When you're in the right mood, My World can make you laugh. But if you're in a bad mood, this will just make you even more mad. So...
It'll make you so mad that the motherfuckers will get in your head.
Oh, and we also forgot, he says, look out, motherfuckers, here I come.
Look out, motherfuckers, here I come.
Yeah, it sounds like he's saying mother, or mother, and then fucka, like F-U-C-K-A.
Yeah.
Like,
bit.
that's already bad enough. Anyways, what do you give it? I want to move on from
I
this.
give it a 2.
I give it a 2, too.
You give it a 2-2? Is it going to dance recital?
No. All
Ha
right.
ha ha, that was a funny joke. Anyway.
Pussy!
All right.
Oh, sorry about that.
So let's go on to the next one, which is Shoot Me Again.
Shoot me again, I ain't dead yet.
Now, I remember this song when I was younger because of just how funny / dumb the chorus was. And before that, again, you can just hear that new metal. It just sounds like you went to a bad part of downtown, whatever city you live in. You go into some apartment building, there's loud music playing, and you go into some kid's bedroom, and this is the song that's playing. Just
Shoot me again, I ain't dead yet.
Again, this is like super basic how-to metal, and you think to yourself, this is the same band that wrote Shortest Straw and what else?
My Friend of
Orion.
Misery. My Friend of Misery.
Well, I mean, that one's a little more simple. Or like Thing That Should Not Be, Creeping Death, Call of Cthulhu, and we're subjected to listen to wham, 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 wham.
Yeah.
It's like, did you guys forget how to write music and you had to kind of... It's almost like they broke both their legs and they have to rehab by walking on that thing and doing all that stuff. Like, they have to go through musical rehab to write songs, because some of these, like this one, just sounds like, did your 12-year-old write this?
Yeah. There's some like lyric parts that I don't hate. Like, I
on
like
this song?
Wake the beast. No.
What does he say
Wake
during
the
that?
sleeping dog. Don't wait. It's like, wake the beast and let it wake the beast. Wake
Here,
the
let's
sleeping
look it
dog
up.
and let the beast bite my tongue. Well, let's just hold on.
Because I don't know
Hold
what
on,
he
hold
says
on,
there.
hold on. Shoot me again. Lyric.
Shoot me again,
Shoot
please.
me again. What was it?
Keep going.
Jesus
wait, there it
Christ.
is.
Wake the sleeping giant, wake the beast, wake the sleeping dog, don't let him sleep. You know, I mean,
Really? Wake the sleeping dog? No.
Oh,
Let
wait.
him sleep.
he changed his mind really
Yeah,
fast.
seriously, James, really?
Wake the sleeping dog, don't let it sleep. I thought he said don't let it sleep.
But the fact he says, look at this, wake the sleeping dog, comma, no, comma, let him sleep. There's actually supposed to be a pause there. It's not a run-on sentence. He's literally going, wake the sleeping dog, no, let him sleep.
I like the one that's like, no compromise, my heart won't pump the other way. I like that
I
part.
like the melody.
Yeah, but like the line that comes right before it, I bite my tongue, trying not to shoot back. It's so stupid.
I like it because it's relatable, but again, just because it's relatable, you don't have to make it a lyric, man. And again, you know, like, oh, wait.
Sorry.
Well, I'm trying to remember. I haven't listened to the song in a while. But again, really the only saving grace in the song, because it's so funny, is the chorus. Or the pre-chorus. Which is, shoot me again, I ain't dead yet. Come on, shoot me again, I ain't dead yet. And then he just goes, shoot me again, come on, shoot me again. It's just blind rage. So if you have a bad day at work, you put this song on, it kind of helps.
A little bit. Also, you want to explain the Napster thing?
Oh yeah, so I read recently that Lars was really behind the lyrics. And that's another thing too. Everybody contributed lyrics, so at some points you don't really know who came up with what. But Kurt came up with the My Lifestyle Determines My Death Style and Frantic. I guess Lars came up with some of the lyrics, or the idea of Shoot Me Again, which is about his feelings about the Napster, controversy. So when you listen to Shoot Me Again, just think of Lars taking the heat from Napster fans and just not saying anything back. Not gonna lie, I think it makes the song a little worse.
Mm.
And again, you just hear that beginning. It's the same intro as All Within My Hands, just a little bit different.
Yeah. I kind of like that though. Like it's silly.
It just sounds, again, it's too new metal. It's like Slipknot.
Yeah.
Like Korn. Like, what the hell are you guys doing?
That is true. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like they brought in
That's
Jonathan Davis
not
one day.
metal.
So what do you give it?
Pussy!
I give it. I'd give it a 2.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5 because it's got some fast parts. I like the blind rage of it. And now we go into Sweet Amber. I have to say, this is one of the few Metallica songs I know little to nothing about. I always forget about Sweet Amber.
Ooh, sweet anger. They should have called it Sweet Anger.
I think I would have burned the CD if they called it Sweet Anger. You have a song called Saint Anger. The album's called Saint Anger.
Oh, but Sweet Anger could have been like Saint Anger is the fucking abbreviated version of Sweet because it starts and ends like Sweet starts and ends with S and T.
You know what? Why not have anger in the song? Every song title.
Invisible Anger, Dirty Anger,
My Anger.
Anger Me Again, the unnamed Anger, all within my anger.
Wait, the anger feeling.
Franger.
No, just some kind of anger. Dirty Anger, Anger Window. They've only played Sweet Amber once.
Goddamn.
Yeah. And I don't know, that main riff. Oh
yeah.
And then that fast drum beat. There's some potential
Oh,
there.
it's good.
Again, you just that chorus, man.
Chase
I mean,
the rabbit,
really?
fetch the stick. She rolls me over till I'm sick.
That chorus, though, again, it's almost like a My World thing where it just sounds like we're just gonna slow everything down. Ooh, sweet amber. Now you wake back up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pouring water on someone who's asleep, and they just go like, "How sweet are you?" Like, whoa, you're awake now.
How sweet does it get? But he says that T with such just get.
I do kind of like that. Like, how sweet does it get? Like, give me something vocally to remember. And I'll give James credit. Sometimes he does that. This one he attempts it. But again, there's nothing here. This is like a nothing burger. There's nothing here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you like Sweet Amber?
It's better than Shoot Me Again, My World, and Invisible Kid.
But see, now we're getting into the tricky realm of, I like My World more because it's more funny. But Sweet Amber, I'll quote you, I felt nothing.
I felt nothing.
I don't feel anything when I listen to Sweet Amber. At least with My World, it makes me feel something if I'm going to sound like an angsty 15-year-old.
I guess that's very valid.
So maybe you're right. Maybe Sweet Amber is a better song structurally.
But like what it makes you feel is not as strong.
My World makes me laugh. It makes me go like, this is so stupid. And, like, oh, what's the part of My World? God, it feels. There's something there.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Amber, it's just.
She rolls me over till I roll over.
I don't know. I just sit there and I just go, what are we doing here? This is song number. There's 3 more songs after this. So what do you give it?
What do I give it? I give it a. You know what? I give it a 3.
A 3?
I give it a 3.
I know you liked it, but I didn't think you'd give it that much. I'm gonna give it a 2.
All right.
That's same as My World, but obviously I'd put My World. Well,
you'd give this one a 1.9 to put it.
This would get like a 2.01, and My World would be like a 2.00.
Okay.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like, there's got to be a tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do long division, you extend the number. It's like, oh, well, technically this one beats it.
Sure.
So, Sweet Amber, there it is. Now we get to Unnamed Feeling.
I really like Unnamed Feeling.
This is one of those songs where there was a lot of potential. It hit in some regards, and it misses in one big way.
Get the fuck out of here! I just want to get the fuck.
You know why this is fun? I can just we've listened to this for so many years. I can just set you up on a tee, and you can just nail it like 400 yards. Like if I say Unnamed Feeling, there's that one part. You already know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to go like, well, do you remember that one part?
No, of course not. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have to say though, like the part like after like the first chorus where it's like, and the unnamed feeling takes me away, and then it's here before. I really like that.
Like I said, we'll break it down. The beginning, that slow wow, do.
It sounds dire. It sounds like
It sounds disturbing. It sounds weird.
It sounds like you're watching like a leper walk through town, and you want to help, but you know he's dying, so you can't really do anything.
So this is like the leper in the movie It, when it's like chasing after Eddie.
I
But
guess.
they just slowed the footage down.
Down. He takes a step every time the fucking.
after.
Yeah, he like shuffles.
But then Kirk's riff, down and now, that is like a new metal sound done right.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the one song in the album where they were trying to go for that dark, edgy feeling, and they actually nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
But
that's later on in the song. And I have to admit, too, the don't, or whatever, don't, that sounds cool. Especially the do, wow. They just keep adding. That's what Metallica does to me. They take a simple idea, but they'll put, here's an idea.
Slight variations on the same idea.
But it's not complicated. It's just a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, this sounds like a Metallica song. And I will admit, that main riff, wow, it sounds cool, but it can never be the same when you hear it live. Because they've played it live, it just doesn't sound the same because of that stupid snare.
Mm-hmm.
You're used to that snare, so when you hear a normal snare behind it, it almost doesn't sound the same. And then the Been Here Before part, with that vocal Mike Patton thing, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that. That's experimenting done right, where it's just one song. You try something you've never done it before, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to get then the verse. I think the verse is a lot of fun to play.
Oh yeah,
especially on drums, and the lyrics for the most part are actually pretty cool. They can border a little
cringy,
dramatic, but like the part where it's like, you fool, it'll be here soon. It's like, I want to like it, but there's something holding me back from it.
Like you're at the bus stop and you're like, oh shit, there's a hot dog stand. Let me go grab a hot dog. And the person sitting next to you is like, you fool, it'll be here soon.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It comes alive. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You want a hot dog? You want a hot dog?
And I die a little more. Like, I like the music behind it.
I die. I like that.
I do. It's one of those where you're like, you know what? If it was just this song, I could let it slide. But I've been listening to 8 songs of just compromise and everything. I'm kind of sick of it.
Mm.
And then the chorus. You know what I do like about the chorus?
What?
It's very mellow and dramatic, like the calm before the storm.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the chorus, like you said, it takes me away. And then it comes right back up.
Oh, but I don't like it so much after the second chorus.
Mm-hmm.
I like it the first chorus. Just fuck.
Because to borrow Zane's thing, I don't know if Zane said this or if he got it from somewhere, but it fucks. That's what it does.
It fucks.
And I will give Lars. Sorry, I Zane on the mind. Lars did a pretty good job on the song for drums, especially on the chorus. It keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, like the opening and closing of the snare.
Well, and I like the accented do-da-dum, do-da-dum, psh, do-da-dum, do-da-dum, because it keeps you it's like watching 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And if anything gets off a little bit, it messes the whole thing up.
Right.
Repeats again. And then, again, it's got the makings of a really cool breakdown. Because after the second chorus, they break it down. They do a callback to the intro. They break it down to nothing. And you hear James do this really odd intro. And you're like, okay, that was weird. And then you just hear him go, get the fuck out of it. I just want to get the fuck. And it just keeps going on and on and on. And then it's just guitar and James's vocals. And there's one thing I'm not a fan when I hear musicians do this. When you hear somebody sing and talk, you hear them talk. You know what I don't like? I don't like hearing this. You hear like the tongue. Yeah, and he does that.
Pussy! Anyway.
He does it. He goes like this. I wanna get it all. And you're like, just James, just lean away from the mic. And then come back in. You don't have to be up on the microphone. I don't need to hear. Yeah, I don't need to hear all that stuff. It sounds like you're getting way too intimate with the microphone.
Like he's about to shove it down his throat.
It's like, where was Bob? Was Bob just...
Bob was playing his Game Boy, dude.
At the McDonald's. He wasn't in the studio.
He was at the McPlay place in the ball pit.
Yeah, he kept calling on that phone where you have to like the what is it? The phones where you had to like actually flip it open.
It's a flip phone.
A flip, is that what it was really called?
Yeah,
Okay,
a
flip
flip
phone.
phone.
Yeah, he kept calling in the ball pit with the flip phone, calling Lars every 5 minutes, going, "Everything good? All right, you need me? You sure? Okay, here we go." And he would just keep kicking kids out of the ball pit. So, anyways, that kind of ruins the whole song, because it's just you know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's coming. And then the part after that, digga digga down, digga digga down, digga digga down, digga digga down, down, digga digga down, down, digga digga wow, 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 wow. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. The last chorus is big and epic. And the intro or the outro.
Oh, it's just
calm.
just like it's the
It brings you back.
brings
it's like,
you back down.
It's the roller coaster. You went through the last loop. Now you're pulling back into the station, and it slows down.
It's nice.
It is. That's why it's really odd that like they kind of nailed it, but they also messed it up at the same time.
It's like awesome, shit, awesome.
I would say awesome, but within that, there's still some cringy lyrics here and there.
Sure.
Can't
you help me feel uncrazy?
Is that what he says? I thought he said be uncrazy.
Be uncrazy, feel uncrazy. It's one of the two.
Yeah, uncrazy. Not a fan of that. I do wish they would.
What could he say? Can't you help me feel normal? That's silly.
I don't know, but again, you wrote all these epic lyrics. Unnamed feeling is where you need help. I mean, come on, man.
The unnamed penis. Sorry.
It's a catchy chorus.
It is.
It's one of the catchier ones. All right, so now, what do you give Unnamed Feeling?
I would absolutely give it a 4.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, the get the fuck that part bothers me, but not enough to like
Punish it.
Not enough to like ruin the whole song for me.
I give it a 3.5 because even if you took that part out, I'm looking at your list right now. There's just better songs.
Yeah.
Period. And
For sure.
Like I said, even if if that part was removed and they never heard it, we never heard it, it would be one of those where you're like, it's good, I like it, but I like Trapped Under Ice more. I like Battery.
I like Dream No More.
I do like Dream No More than this. You're right. Okay, so now you get to Purify.
Purify is funny.
Purify, I call Dirty Window is the... Wait, what'd you call it?
I called it funny.
Okay, funny. It is funny. Purify... Dirty Window is the fun song on the album. Purify is like the funny song. Kind of in my world, but in a way better way.
Do the nail, peeling back the skin, acid what? Again, with the analogy of James looking around the room for shit to like...
Acid wash! Ghost white! Ultra clean! Wanna be skeleton.
Yeah, it was Halloween that day, so he looked at like there was like a plastic skeleton in the studio.
And then he thought of turpentine. Ma, sweet.
Well,
turpentine.
Maybe he was in his garage working on cars.
But again, that James like turpentine.
Tying.
So, but even before that,
purify.
Oh no, we'll get to the chorus, but that main riff. You hear that and you're like, okay, we're off to the races. I like this. Almost, but Mike would become the night. He hates that riff. He says he's trauma triggered by it.
What the fuck?
I don't look. I don't play guitar.
Oh, is it because like it sounded good at first and then you hear acid what like immediately after?
No, like right when the riff starts, he just says he hates the riff. He's always hated it.
He kind of
like I don't play guitar. Maybe if I play guitar, I can kind of relate to it because I play drums.
Yeah,
drums.
Okay.
A lot of the beats are the same.
Look, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. It's just some opinions are wrong and that one is wrong.
So like
that's all.
How does it go? Oh yeah, so then you hear the bang, bang, bang. This is snare just ruining everything.
Yeah.
And then normal beat. The halftime da 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 da. It is kind of cool. I kind of like it. Kind of comes out of nowhere, but I like it. And yeah, then you get into the ba da 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 da.
I really like that.
I like it.
And then it goes, and then like The drums get a little more complex, but it's still like dun 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 during the like the pre-chorus.
I like this section, but again, that snare just kills it for me because when there are pauses in between, it gives Lars more energy to really hit it. So when you hear da da ba 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 da ba ba, that snare just rings out more.
I guess so.
And then here's what I don't get about the verse. They've never played that song live, but they've played All Sin Anger live in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
The drums Lars does is completely different than the studio version. And I don't get why.
Well,
because the studio version, it goes but when they play it studio, he goes like this. Do da do da digga digga do da da digga digga do da do da. It's like you can't play your own beat, and it's not even that hard.
maybe he just thought it was shit and he wanted to redo it.
And you know, if Lars thinks his own drum beat is shit, you know you got problems.
Uh-oh.
Like you got some issues. So, anyways, and Mike Becoming I did say this, that verse, that's a pretty hard verse to write vocals over. Da 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 da. You know, all that stuff. So maybe James was just feeling frantic and just paranoid, and that's why those lyrics just come off as.
Maybe he just felt like some kind of monster.
Maybe he wanted to.
Maybe he had to wash his dirty window with turpentine.
Okay, so let's just do the chorus.
Yeah.
The chorus is so stupid.
It really is.
There's no other way to describe it, because not only are the lyrics dumb, but how he sings them are dumb. There's one saving grace. There's two. But when that vocal part kicks in, he goes, "Pure fire." Then you hear James's vocals go, "Can you help me?" Is that what it is?
Can't you help me?
Yeah. And then the good part, purify, purify, or
No.
purify, you and I.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and with the fast drums, that's cool. Then he goes back, "Purify, can't you help me?" And then, instead of saying purify, you and I, he goes, "You and I purify." Like,
Emmy Award winners, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, you could tell this was one of the last songs on the album where they were just like, "Oh my god, what do we
We have
do?"
to finish. We have to finish it.
So yeah, you hear "Purify You and I," and then "You and I Purify." Ever since I was in high school, I hated that part. It's but it just sounds stupid. It makes you laugh, but it also makes you mad at the same time.
Oh yeah.
But then probably comes the best part of the song.
Can rub the dirt off anything.
No, not there yet. But that hi-hat part, I don't know if you can hear it, but Lars is going like 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it just comes out of nowhere. It just sounds
like the part
great.
where it's like
Yeah, and then you just hit the snare, get a break, and then you go back in. It's a chorus that toys with your emotions because it starts and you're like, "Oh my god, I hate that. Ooh, that sounds cool. Oh my god, I hate it again. Oh, that sounds really cool." So what do you make with that?
Well,
People
don't like to eat turds with their normal sandwich, but you know what? Maybe good enough ingredients can mask the taste.
Well, so maybe. So you get through it, repeat the verse and the chorus again. Then you get to the instrumental break. The I love that riff.
Yeah.
And some of the lyrics too.
Pussy!
Like that.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. But, you know, can find the dirt on anything.
Like, what are you, James? A fucking vacuum?
Yeah, it's like, okay. I know that can be deeper, but again, you can't come up with anything better.
Does he say, like, I ain't dancing with no vitamins?
Oh, no. That part is interesting. Because, okay, so the riff behind that, with just the drums going, you know, ham. And then he goes, "I ain't dancing with your skeletons. I ain't dancing with what might have been."
Oh, I thought he said vitamins. And I'm like,
No.
the fuck?
Not your Flintstone vitamins.
Well, concerning the fact that he's just talking about bullshit the entire goddamn song, I wouldn't put it past him to say vitamins.
Yeah, honestly, who knows what Purify is all about? Because it's just mumbo jumbo. It's like a crossword puzzle in the worst way possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, that lyric, "I ain't dancing with your skeletons, I ain't dancing with what might have been," kind of cool. But, you know, again, it's nothing like Master of Puppets, Creeping Death, Damaging.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah, so... And then you get the double bass, which is fun, but it just sounds so terrible. It just sounds like shit. Then you get the last chorus, and the outro is actually pretty cool with that riff. And Lars coming in hot with a drum beat that makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. Just do da do do ba do 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 ba do ba do 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 ba do ba. It just, you just want to sit Lars down and just go. You either put no time into this, or you did it on the first take. What are we doing, Lars?
Lars, you're a multimillionaire. You get paid to hit fucking pieces of plastic with a stick.
You have a lot of free time on your hands. You couldn't come up with anything a little bit better?
A little bit.
Seriously. That should become a drop.
A little bit.
So what do you give Purify?
I give Purify a solid... I give it a solid 2.5.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I'm torn between a 3 or a 3.5.
Goddamn. My man's out here cooking.
Hole up. Let him cook.
Hole up.
Was it hole up?
I always say hole up. Because you don't say hauled up. You say
hole up.
Well,
Hold up.
Hold up. You
Hole up.
Hold up. Hold up. Well, I mean, it's like a tomato thing. It doesn't really fucking matter.
That's true.
Would you like one of these high chews, by the way? They're like starbursts.
No, I'm alright.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Figured I'd ask. Do you like starbursts?
Yeah, I like Starburst.
Oh, okay. You just don't want one right now.
Yeah, I'm saving myself for marriage. No, I'm kidding. I'm saving myself for a big meal because I'm feeling hungry.
Same. Hey,
All
dude, you want to get out of here? We winked at each other, and he just.
I didn't wink. No.
No, I winked.
Yeah,
okay,
he
fine.
winked.
I winked. We didn't
Yeah.
wink at each other, and he was like, "Okay."
All right,
Yeah.
last one.
Last one. We're almost there.
All within my hands.
There are. I really like the part at the end of the chorus, where it's like, squeeze all within my hands again, and it slows down, and James is yelling over himself. And it sounds like there's a siren going on in the background. I fucking love that part.
The
No, the part where it's like, and then like halfway through it goes, you know, like,
wow.
as he's like going down, he's like, again. Like, it's not a complicated melody, but it's just fucking cool the way that like he's singing over himself, but like there's one voice in the background going yeah like constantly, and then there's another voice that's like singing down.
I don't know.
You could feel differently about it. I think it's really cool.
I want to like it but again, this entire album, I keep hearing James almost like get dangerously close to being off. Because you hear, hate me now, and you're like, the fuck? And then you hear, kill within my hands, hate me now. It's like, there's too much going on in my ears. Maybe tone it back a little bit, because I don't hate it. I don't not like it. But again, the entire album, all I've heard is James just going, hey. That's the whole album. It's just, hey, to a beat. And
he's at a farm and he goes, hey!
Yeah, and I'm on the last 11th and final song, and I have to listen to yet again, hate me now. It's like, I'm just sick of it. Can you give me something normal? Can you do an instrumental?
Kill me.
But you know what? Even before that,
I keep punching the mic stand. I'm sorry.
just hit it.
Pussy!
Yeah.
God damn it! I hit it again. Or whatever.
Even before that, just a.
Oh, the beginning is stupid.
Yeah,
You just started. I kind of like. I think it goes a little too long. Once again,
the intro, yeah. And again, the drums just Lars is just going da 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 da
It was his day off. It was his day off. He decided to come in anyway. Be nice. Come on, cut him some slack.
Well, it's like My World. Like Lars, do the thing or whatever, but then come up with a beat or shut the hell up and let James and Kirk and Rob do the thing. Well, Rob wasn't on the album yet. Also, it's interesting too when they played this. Oh, I forgot. When they played Purify in the studio to go back, James walks up to the mic and he goes, "You guys ready?" And Kirk goes, "No, I'm still tuning." And James just starts the song anyway.
Yeah. You told me about that.
So funny. Okay, but then...
Poor fucking Kirk.
Yeah, I know. We talked about it on 72 Seasons. Anyways,
yeah.
So, All Within My Hands, when they play this song, they play like 40 seconds and then stop. So I don't know what it is exactly because I don't play guitar, but when Kirk's doing the he's on the, I think, the wah, and he has to switch over to a different sound in like a second or two, and they stop, and James or Lars says something, and Kirk goes blah blah blah. I have to switch over, but we'll worry about that later. You know, and then they start and then they finish the song. But I've always wondered if that was the reason why they never played it, because you know that they created a foundation called All Within My Hands Foundation, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And they turned it into an acoustic song, which is actually pretty cool. They took All Within My Hands and turned it into acoustic, and you've heard it.
Yeah.
S&M too.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool. I do think it's ironic you named a foundation for kids after a song about where you
kill.
Yeah, so that's always struck me as odd.
I think they just want to kill kids.
They want to give them money first, and then
have a day of happiness before we.
Yeah, it's
no, that's fucked up. I'm just joking around.
Anyways, the verse and everything, all within my hands, squeeze it in,
pump me
crush
up,
it down, or whatever. And the drums.
No, I think he says flush it down again.
No, he does not say
flush it down. I'm going to look that up right now.
Really?
I'm going to look that up. No,
he says crush it down.
All within my hands.
Oh, please tell me he doesn't say flush again.
All within my... Oh, he does say crush it down. All right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Wow, someone did their job and didn't let him use the word flush on 2 separate songs.
Crush it down.
Hold it, dear.
I like that.
I like how Lars plays quiet on the drums. Like, oh, you can't
like mom's asleep.
Like they have to put the mattress in front of the door so it kind of contains the room, like how quiet it can be.
Yeah.
And then,
all within my hands.
Okay.
Love to death, smack you round and round.
Every time I hear "Smack You Round and Round," I think of Robert playing in the studio with them, and he's like whipping his head, and he goes, "Smack you round."
Oh, like his hair's like going every which way. His fucking braid.
Yeah.
It's like it hits Kirk in the mouth, and it kind of hurts, but he doesn't want to fuck up the song, so he deals with it.
So, here's the best part of the song, and arguably one of the highlights of the entire album. And then Lars comes in with, I think, double bass. I don't know. The mix is so awful.
Love is control.
I'll die if I let go. Yeah, that's a great pre-chorus. And then it goes into the halftime.
Hurry up and hate me now.
See, there's a couple melodies, like that guitar riff. Or how he sings All Within My Hands. All within my hands. I like that. And then... It's like a heavier version of Load and Reload. Like a little bluesy.
Honestly, All Within My Hands, it starts off a little but then once you get into it, it's like pretty decent.
Well, these... Like, again, like so many other songs, it does this. It's got like, okay, we're kind of trending up. Nope, we're back down. Oh, we're going back up again.
And then we get to the halfway point of the song.
Well, let me just say, before the, remember the part that goes, hands.
Oh, yeah. Balls.
I don't know if I want to like that or not. It sounds...
It's silly, but I like it. I like it because of how silly it is.
And that's the weird part. Metallica wasn't silly. They were gonna call their first album "Metal Up Their Ass," "Metal Up Your Ass."
That's fucking sweet.
So they didn't do funny or silly or that's goofy.
Well, yeah,
or
but they were
whatever.
also fucking edgy teenagers in the 70s,
I know.
so it was a different time.
So now we get to hear a 39-year-old James go hands. Yeah,
he gets
like,
to go.
really?
Hands.
That's,
No, James, what do you use to grab with? Hands.
So then you do the pre-chorus.
Who's the villain of Die Hard? Hands.
I didn't know that.
No, his name is
Alright.
Hans, but I wanted to be funny about it. Anyway, sorry.
So then-
Back to the song.
Well, the second half of the song, I'm not a huge fan of. I think
Neither am I.
it's a complete disaster.
It fucking like if the first half was like kind of like a rickety train ride, but you're kind of enjoying it, and you're talking to some guy, and you know, like across the way he has a newspaper, and he's got like an old soul, and he's very like has a lot of wisdom. The second half of the song is the train going through a loop-de-loop, falling off halfway, like on the top of the loop, falling, crashing, burning. Everyone on board dies. And then not only that, the leaking fuel leaks into the water supply, burns the water, and like the fire makes it to the nearby city and starts burning the hospital.
I thought you were gonna go a different route. I thought you were gonna say it's like going on a plane or a train ride and talking to a nice, kind old man for like a half hour, and then out of nowhere he just says something incredibly racist, and then he goes on this tirade, and you're like, what happened to the sweet old guy I was
Have
talking
you ever
to?
been in a situation like that? I know it's off topic, but have you ever been in a situation like that? I have.
I don't think so, or maybe once when I was like 17, I blocked it out of my memory, but you see it in movies, and you read about it online all
It's
the time.
real. It happens.
Of course it's real, yeah. Because they want to get a feel for you, and when they think, he feels the same as I do, time to...
Oh, the floodgates are open.
Yeah, here we go. Here comes the M. Night Shyamalan.
Immigrants. You know, shit like that.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, that's what this song feels like. And you know what I don't like? You know how you could tell the 18-wheeler is about to go off the cliff?
Yeah.
It's that stupid guitar where it goes like...
Oh yeah, it sounds like they unplugged it. Like Kirk, like halfway unplugged it.
Kirk was like,
He was about to go
home.
home.
We're not?
Yeah, he was about to go home, and they're like, "We're still on. We're still on." Oh fuck, sorry.
Yeah, Lars is banging on the window, going like, "Plug it back in, you idiot!" Oh. I don't know, cool down picking, but I'm just kind of sick of it at this point.
Yeah.
And just down, 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 down.
Yeah, and then the fucking lyrics just, "I'll die if I let go. Control is love. Love is control." It's like, come on, dude.
And then you get to some even more weird lyrics where it's like, "I will only let you breathe the air that you receive. Then we'll see if I let you love me.
We'll see if I let you love me. I will only let you breathe my air that you receive. Then we'll see if I let you love me." What's my scroll wheel's a little fucked.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, do you have to go over?
I mean, you can scroll down. You can like force it.
Okay. Oh my god. All right, I'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. Okay.
But then you laugh at it, but you're literally laughing at it. But James does one of the oddest screams I've ever heard on a album. Period. Because when you hear a scream, it sounds like or whatever, like Corey Taylor. Or whatever.
You know, very throaty.
But James is like, it's not throaty.
No, it just sounds like it sounds like James auditioned for fucking Tom and Jerry to like do one of those screams like that. Yeah!
It sounds like he's doing a Courage impression. Courage the Cowardly Dog. But it sounds like, I've described it as James is on a roller coaster on the loop-de-loop, and when he goes up, he literally goes, "Ah!"
I'll put it in the video actually.
Are you actually?
I will put it in the video. I just gotta write down the timestamp. What's the timestamp? It's like one.
Upload this, or edit and upload this today.
Oh no, I will
Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
All right.
But yeah, it's a moment you hear it and you go, "Is this album done yet? Are we almost finished?" What am I subjected to listen to?
Well, you hear it the first time and you go, what the fuck? But you hear it again and you're like...
Well, yeah, because the first time you're like, what? Could you run that by me again really
Go
quick?
back 10 seconds. Huh?
And then the second time you're like...
And then the second time you're like...
Pussy!
Well, you just think, did Bob just want to collect a paycheck and not do any work?
Telling you, he was on his Game Boy.
Watching Bob Rock play a Game Boy in the McDonald's ball pit is a visual I would love to see in one of your comics. Like in an alternate universe.
Hands. Bob. Yeah.
Okay, so they do the chorus.
They do the chorus again.
And, you know, it's whatever.
It's whatever. It's just as good as it was before, which is however good you think it is.
And and you're like, this is the last chorus, and then I'm free.
And I'm oh fuck, are they gonna end it on again with like a snare roll or something, and like
Maybe they'll do a hard out.
Something like that. But no, it's not over.
No, and you know something's wrong when they just go wow, 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 and you hear Lars go and you're like, you guys have the audacity to do yet another outro when this thing should have been done and
3 minutes ago.
And you hear Lars just doing do 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 da 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 down. And I don't know whose idea it was. If it was James, if it was Lars or Bob. I doubt it was Kurt's. But someone had the bright idea to have James yell, kill. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's 20. That's 20 right there.
Right.
And then that's 27. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 37 times. He says kill 37 times.
In a very
in
short
a row.
In a very short amount of time, might I add. It might be 30, 40 seconds.
I just imagine him on a fucking like a tank with like a automatic machine gun. He's like, kill, 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 and like every kill.
So I imagine this. He's got his glasses on, and he just goes. You going? Kill, 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 kill.
Yeah,
kill.
like he really needed the lyric sheet. Curl, 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 and he does.
Oh,
you know what?
yeah, that part.
You know what? He does a lot of different variations. So at first he's like, kill, 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 and then he goes, kill, kill, kill.
He does like a halftime, like kill, 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 kill,
Kill,
kill,
kill.
kill, kill, kill.
Yeah.
And then they named a foundation after this song.
Yeah, so keep that in mind next time you're donating.
And then the whole album ends on like a somewhat perfect note where it's just the guitar's ringing out and you just hear every once in a while, wow, wow, wow. It just sounds like they're throwing.
It sounds like the end of Mind by
bit.
System, where it's like, you're not serious, or whatever the fuck he says. He's like, I don't remember what he says.
Look at each other.
Oh, look at each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, doon, 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 doon.
But yeah, but see, that's an outro. They're actually doing something. This is just wow, wow.
Yeah, they're just like looking around. They're looking at the clock. They're like, I clock out in 2 minutes, dude.
Yeah, seriously. They're just like killing time. Like, hey, we gotta get this thing to be over 8 minutes. Just
get our quota in.
Yeah, and then the last note hits, and then that's the end of it, and you're going, what in the hell did I just listen to? So, what do you give this song?
I give this song a 2.5.
I think I'm going to give it a 2.5 as well.
It is halfway the workings of something great. Mm-hmm. Halfway, Bob Rock must have been on drugs to allow this to go on a fucking record.
There's another part, I didn't say it before, but the verse with that bass,
mm-hmm.
and then you say, all within my hands. It's like, okay, this sounds big and epic.
Oh yeah, that part's really cool.
Yeah, see, again, it has the makings of not a great album closer like Orion or Cthulhu, but it does.
Orion's not an album closer.
Or not Orion, but Cthulhu, Damaging is what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
like Dyer's Eve, where you're like, okay, they want to go for something long and epic, but fast as well. So maybe they can pull this off, and they didn't. It's what 8:48. There's like what 4.5 minutes of good material, and then the other 4 is just repetition or
just James being bored.
James just. You think he's bored yelling "kill" that much?
Well, okay, maybe not. Well, he was bored and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want."
That's fair.
And that should not be allowed.
All right, well, that's Saint Anger.
That is Saint Anger.
Let's see what the verdict is.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the 4 questions I asked in the beginning, but is it a bad album for your worst days, or a good album for your worst days? However you said.
Oh, you said, is it a bad album for your worst day to make you feel better? Is it just a bad album in general?
Is it
the most the misunderstood album of all time? Or
is it as bad
is it just bad?
It's like, is it as bad as you remember it being?
Or is it as bad as you now still think it is?
Yes. Is it as bad of an album? Is it a bad album for your worst days? Or is it just one of the most misjudged albums of all time? That was the 4 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 4.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry to confuse everybody.
Let's do the first one.
All right.
Is it as bad as you remember it being? So this is for the people who listened to it once or twice, 20 years ago, and they're like, oh shit. Is it as bad as they remember it being? I'm gonna go with yes.
Yeah. The bad parts, yeah.
Because human beings remember negatives more than positives.
Oh, absolutely. First impressions fucking everything. So
yeah.
if
I almost quit on Metallica. I listened to this album and said, this is Metallica? I'm out. I'm not listening to this.
Oof.
And I told
that
him,
would have been the biggest blunder of all time.
that would be a top 10 disasters if I had quit.
Top 10 disasters caught on film. Watch Mojo.
Yeah. But I told my dad, I was like, I listened to Saint Anger by Metallica. And he goes, I think he even said, why'd you listen to that? And I said, well, I saw the album cover and it looked cool, but I don't really like the album. He goes, did you listen to Ride the Lightning, Master Puppets? And I go, no. And he goes like, well, you got to listen to that first. So thankfully he
saved
me.
you.
He saved
you
me.
You were over the precipice. You were about to jump, and he was like, "Hey, son."
Yeah, seriously. So I went back and listened to Ride and Master and Justice, and I was saved.
Yeah.
But I will say, for the people out there that listened to it once, yes, it is as bad as you remember it being. Number 2. Wait, what was your answer to that?
My answer is the bad parts. Yes. I think if they listened to it again, gave it another chance, they might find some gems hidden within the shit pile.
To quote Jeff Goldblum,
But those are some dirty, dirty gems.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm just saying.
I mean, you're going through a big pile of shit to get maybe one of these. And you think to yourself, I could go down to the store and get one not covered in shit, but now I have to crawl and dig my way through it.
Okay, sure.
But I get what you're saying. It's like, okay, that one, it's a 75-minute album. That one riff at the 23-minute mark was cool. What about the rest?
What are we doing here, guys?
Yeah. So, number 2.
Yeah.
Is it as bad as you think it is now? Like, you've listened to it multiple times, and you still can't get on board with it. Is that the case? Like,
the parts that suck, yes. I like the parts that I like, and I dislike the parts that I dislike, and that is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's a very complicated album to just enjoy. Like, you can't just blindly put it on. If you're listening to Saint Anger,
You gotta be in the mood.
you gotta be in the mood. You gotta be in a negative mood. You can't just put on, Ride the Lightning, Master Puppets, Justice even. And Justice sounds like absolute shit, with the lack of bass. But you can just put that on in the background. But with Saint Anger, it almost demands your attention to criticize it.
Yeah.
Or you like Frantic or some kind of monster or whatever. So it's not as bad as you think it is right now, but man, you've got to be in the mood for it. You can't just casually, hey, it's the aux chord. Or what song do you want to put on, Alex? And you put on Sweet Amber. You're never going to get aux chord privileges ever again.
Absolutely.
Or
you start off with All Within My... with Shoot Me Again. So all they hear is... Like you were just listening to, hey you, I don't like your girlfriend. And it's like, hold on, I got a song. Yeah, like it's. I'm sorry, bud. You're not getting laid that night.
Can you imagine getting laid to Saint Anger?
Yes, actually. I mean, like I haven't done it, but I can imagine it.
You just have.
It would be a suboptimal time. I mean, I'm still having sex, so that's pretty cool.
This is like, hey, babe, we've listened to every other CD in our discography. There's one on the CD we haven't listened to.
Look, it's either this or we're listening to Inamorata on repeat.
What was the third question?
The third question was: Is this an album for your worst? Is this a bad album for your worst day that makes you feel better? Yes.
I would say yes.
I've listened to the Unnamed Feeling so many times when I was upset, and it made me feel better.
I really got into that song when I visited Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did, like, a deep dive into it. So every time I listen to that song, I think of sitting in a Washington, D.C. hotel room at 1 in the morning by myself listening to it. Like the angsty 17-year-old I was in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's a good, quote-unquote...
by the way.
Pussy!
Yeah, sorry, just you know.
I do think it's a good therapeutic album when you just want to put... It's like if you want to work out, you just want to have something loud on in the background.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's good for that.
Absolutely.
But if you want to sit down and... Like, if you want something intellectual to listen to, maybe not. It's a good study because they were at their creative low and personality-wise they were at their all-time low. So it's a good, like, studying experience because, again, like Shoot Me Again, they had to go back and do, like, first grade rehab of, like, okay, how do we write songs and music and all this stuff. And number 4, is it the most misjudged album or one of the most misjudged albums of all time?
Not really.
I'm going to say not really. I think it's judged perfectly as is.
Yeah. Criticisms people have of it are very valid, but the praises that people have of it are very valid.
Pull up there's a couple quotes on here. Wait, stay right there.
A critical reception, yeah.
So, like, polarized reviews. And look, this is on Wikipedia, but I highly doubt anyone is going to come up on Change. If you read a review for Saint Anger and someone loves and praises it, yeah, you probably know it's fake. But I just want to read Lars's and James's response. Lars, it says, dismiss the criticism as closed-minded. Time out. How is it closed-minded? When people say, "What's the deal with that snare, bud?"
This is the fucking guy that was like the fucking knapsack.
And this is also
Pitchfork gave it a 0.8 out of 10. That's fucking rough.
And NME, which here, can you click on that? What does that mean?
North Musical. Oh, New Musical Express.
They gave it a 9 out of 10.
Okay, that's too far. But Pitchfork giving it a 0.8 out of 10, that's too far. I'd say like it's like a 4.
Well, Rolling Stone, a 4 out of 10?
4 out of 10.
Oh, okay, I was going to be like 4 out of 5. That's
no,
not even close.
No, like a 4 out of 10.
But most of these are fair. Rolling Stone gave it 4. That's
that. Yeah, Rolling Stone. Excuse me, sir.
But anyways,
is the Rolling Stone different than the Rolling Stones?
Yeah, that's a magazine.
Are they connected in any way?
I don't believe so.
Oh. All right.
So in July 2020, Lars said, I stand behind it 100% because at that moment, that was the truth. I think he's talking about the snare drum because it says the album's snare drum is widely criticized. Next sentence. Ulrich dismissed the criticism as closed-minded. And in July 2020, he said, I stand behind it 100% because at that moment, that was the truth. Couple things with that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most memorable scenes for me outside of James, because everyone remembers Some Kind of Monster, the scene where they are arguing, James shuts the door and disappears and goes to therapy, which is a powerful scene.
Yeah.
The scene I remember is Kirk and Lars and Bob arguing about solos because Kirk said, and it's a great thing for him to say and a musician to say, but he says, if you don't put solos on this album, that dates it to this time period right now, which is what they didn't want to do. They didn't want to date themselves. And remember, like, some people in our group, we want to date ourselves. Well, you're going to eventually. There's just no way around it.
Mm-hmm.
Comedians made jokes about Michael Jackson in the early 2000s because that's what was big then. So you go back and watch it because that's what was big at the time. Same with Comedy Now. They did that new metal sound with that snare. They totally put themselves in that time period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the thing you tried to avoid doing, you just did it anyways.
Yeah.
So you overthought it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then in 2017, James said, there are things I would like to change on some of the records, but it gives them so much character that you can't change them. Saint Anger could use a little less tin snare drum, but those things are what make those records part of our history. I like that one more.
A more pragmatic approach.
Well, it's honest.
Well, yeah.
Like, don't lie to me. Don't call it closed-minded. How is it closed-minded?
Well, Lars is a stuck up his own ass about fucking everything. You'd hand him a purple toothbrush and you'd be like, actually, purple toothbrushes are part of the New World Order.
Well, you also want to go, Lars, just admit you made a mistake. It was a dumb decision. That's what it is. Rush did rap. Have you ever heard that?
I've never heard that, actually.
I'll play it for you.
Oh my fucking god.
But Rush did rap. One song.
And it was horrible.
It was very cringy. You know? And they've played that song live, but they laugh about it. They joke about it. Because they know it was early 90s.
Not our best work.
Not our best decision to make. But
we still had fun.
We had fun doing it. Remember that time we did rap? Man, that was something else. But this comes off as Lars would do it again. Mm-hmm. He would make an album with that drum sound again, it sounds like.
Bullshit.
I don't think he would, but comments like this make you wonder.
I would absolutely do it again. All right, Lars, do it. No.
All right, well.
You can't tell me what to do.
Anyways, you read the reviews for this. It's all over the place. Some people like it. A lot of people didn't really like it. And it's an album that turns 20 years old today. It's what it is. I don't think anyone is going to have a top 10 Metallica songs, and any songs in Saint Anger will be in them, ever.
Look, I don't agree with the people who are like, yeah, this album is pig shit, but I also don't agree with the people who are like, this is what Metallica is all about and has always been about. This is their best album because this was them showing their true colors. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, it was a necessary album to make. They have to get it out, but it's the same thing. I read a review for a Pearl Jam album, Riot Act, and it said this was the album Pearl Jam's been wanting to make since 1993 or 94. And I'm like, this is the album they've been wanting to make? Really? Don't you think you should say a review like that for a strong album? Not an album that people, your own fans go, wait, what? Oh, yeah, what was on that? That had Bush Leaguer on it. Yeah, so I've never heard of people saying that with Saint Anger. But if they do, yeah, I definitely want to go, they want to make this album. Then how come every album after it, 3 albums, by the way, sound nothing like Saint Anger? Nothing before, nothing after. It was just that one. Explain that to me.
Because they were in a bad place, but then they got out of it, and they came to their fucking senses.
Alright, well, before we wrap it up, let's do our album, whatchamacallits?
The what? Oh, the ranking?
The rankings,
Oh, okay. That's a drum roll.
Something that was missing on the...
Something that was missing on the fucking album.
Come on. There you go. Alright. So, Alex, you... 4, 4, 3, 5, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2.5, 2.5. Alright, Alex.
Yo!
You give Saint Anger a 3.22 out of 5.
Alright.
So 3.22 into 5 is 64%.
That's a D. That's a D.
You failed the test.
Yeah.
There's no way you can turn that into a positive. You're close, but you still failed. An L is an L. Oh, wait, I messed up. 4, 3, 3.5, 3, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 2, 3.5, 3, 2.5.
This is the part of the episode where we don't say much, but then I go.
What is that?
That was the Eric Andre. We'll be right back.
All right, so I gave Saint Anger a 2.77 out of 5.
Ooh, double numbers.
So that would be a 55%. You failed the test at that. Like that's not even close. It's 9% lower than Alex's score, and no teacher's gonna round up with that. Just not.
Well,
so that is Saint Anger for you folks.
It
20
is,
years.
It is what it is. It's a beautiful shitster piece.
It is a beautiful disaster.
Love it, hate it. It's part of music history, and it always will be. And that's what you do. What you got to do, and listen to what you got to listen, and just be thankful that they actually came back from this and didn't just fucking quit.
Oddly enough, people will remember this more than some of their other albums because of that snare drum.
Sometimes
guitar solos.
infamy is lasts longer than fame. I'll tell you that.
Well, until next time. Oh, I got a great title for this video too.
Okay, you can tell me that after.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, dumbasses. I punched the fucking mic stand again. I'm sorry.
In another 20, another 20 years, we'll do the 40th anniversary of
and we'll be like, so we got to make this really quick. My wife needs me.
We have to go. Frantic.
And I'll be like, why are you talking like that? We're
in 20 years,
we'll be 40 something.
Maybe 47.
I'll be 46.
Okay, we're not. Yeah, you're right. We won't talk.
We won't talk like that. We'll be like, oh fuck, I have like a swollen larynx.
We gotta make my arthritis is really acting up, so we're gonna have to make this video quick.
I'm having a flare up, dude. I gotta go to my chiropractor.
I'm having a regular heartbeat, much like this album, so we gotta wrap this up.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. It was fun. It was real fun. It was fun. It was cool. It was epic. It was fun. Thanks for coming.
Deuces.
Mark's Pizzeria memes. Okay. Bye bye.